Big question. What do you think it takes to solve the world's problems?
Everybody needs slaps.
Like, it ain't me. You don't know how to act right.
Just one slap to the side of the face. Yeah. That's probably above my pay grade there. Yeah.
I mean, that's what the interviews are about. Interview 8 billion people, asking everybody the same question on repeat. What do you think it takes to solve the world's problems? Because everybody has their own individual perspective and everybody has their own walk of life and journey that I don't know anything about, that you don't know anything about. We're gonna all find out about together.
Compassion, that's a big thing. Caring about the homeless people that are laying there, caring about the drug addicts, caring about the alcoholics, caring about just some random grunt that has weird moments, and it's just
somehow it became my problem to try to heal you. I can't heal you. You gotta go heal yourself, man. I can only trigger you to go heal yourself, but if you choose not to, then that's the choices you make for your own life. Leave me the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I don't know, but we're divided, and it seems like it's on purpose,
Just saying that way.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, and that's really kind of why I'm trying to do this as well. It's more of it's trying to create connection. Ideally anybody should be able to log into this channel and just be like, I have my answers, but I'm curious what the veterans say. Some of you really is like, what have they been saying? Like, well, watch the video, you'll find out.
My name is Jason, U.S. Army. I was in from 98 to 02, and I was 11 Bravo Infantry.
What if my confidence course creates the start of a new beginning, like a positive place?
From your perspective, do you believe the world has problems?
Actually, I talk to my dad about this all the time. I talk to other older people like my boss, and stuff like that. It seems like now, from my perspective, being a male, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, obviously. But from what it seems like to me, every successive generation of males is less of a man than the previous generation was. Like, I wouldn't step up to my dad, and, even with the training that I have had and all that kind of stuff, he would crumple me into a little can, and throw me away with no problem. And, people knew how to do stuff more back then, and the same thing with women. I noticed, even though I'm not a woman, that, back then, women were capable of doing a whole lot and expected to do a whole lot. Like, the men are off at war and women are taking care of everything back here in the country.
I grew up in a city, man. Right outside of Chicago, like the suburbs outside of Chicago. Downtown Chicago was my play place in high school. I didn't do stuff like this. The hell am I doing here?
But as time goes on, it seems like every next generation, time and time again, loses a little bit of that self-sufficiency and just taking care of yourself, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and getting through it, Whereas, like, these days, I don't know what generation it is, they're 18 to whatever, 25, Generation Z or whatever. It doesn't seem like they can really do much, that's not computer-based,
Right.
Can't change a car tire, couldn't change the spark plug, and my mom taught me how to do that stuff, so.
Guess when you get the call, you gotta answer it though, right? If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come.
Do you think the American people can unite in the face of all this division and be the country leading a focus on solving the world's problems?
I think it's possible.
Impossible?
No, I think it's possible. We're facing an uphill battle on that one. When I was getting close to get out of the military, I started looking at the alternative side of things quite a bit. because I wasn't that impressed with what I saw out of my government while I was in.
So the relationships of my life is why I'm doing this.
A lot of the stuff that I researched that was the alternative side to things were conspiracy theories back then, and then since then, I believe every single one has been proven true, like NSA spying and da da da. Thank you, Edward Snowden.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. So we're definitely facing an uphill battle because the system that's in place wants to stay in place, and it's going to fight us at every point in time. So I think it's possible, but it's definitely a battle.
Right. Yeah.
Hearts and minds.
And their minds are so crazy and busy, and technology makes them feel even crazier and busier. I'm documenting everything, sharing everything with the whole rest of the world.
Who do you believe is responsible to take charge for solving these problems? Is it like maybe a specific generation?
No, it's each of us. Everybody.
Individually?
Yep.
Everybody has to step up and do something?
Yep.
So am I doing this? I'm doing this for sanity's sake. For my own sanity's sake.
Do you think our country's upcoming graduates, that Generation Z, have the focus of making the world a better place?
I don't know for sure. I don't know a whole lot of them. It seems like the whole activist mentality, they may want to, but I think a lot of it's misguided. It's not going to go anywhere. I think somebody's getting everybody to focus on the wrong stuff, which is keeping us divided.
Sure.
I say it, if I don't do this, I'll be on the wrong side of the straitjacket because, in my mind and in my heart, I'm pretty sure that if I don't do this, I will end up having my own little mental breakdown. And when I say on the wrong side of the straitjacket, it's because I'm pretty sure that when I have my breakdown, I'll be done. I'll be done. And I'll be spitefully done because that means I failed, and I don't want to fail, and I'm not a failure.
Do you think everyone should have access to confidence training courses given enough availability?
Access to, yeah. Yeah, I do. The confidence it gives you in yourself. Anything from something as simple as, I broke down a half a mile away from my house. I'll just truck back, get my tools, and walk back and take care of it if I can. If not, I'll call a buddy. Hey, can you help me out? Rather than, I don't know what to do. So, yes, definitely.
And where you're going? Right on top of that. And you're ready too. Oh gosh. Put your back into it. Come on. Put your back into it. Put your back into it. Come on. Put your back into it.
All right, after your confidence training, did you feel like you were ready to face the world?
I feel like it got me much, much closer. I still needed to figure a little bit more out about the world and how to act in it and, stuff like that. Because not having a dad growing up, I'm missing a little bit of teachings.
Sure. A little imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Happening a lot, it's like there's like a whole generation of men that were just raised by women. It was just like, that might be a problem.
It's back to why am I doing this? I'm a human being, and human beings are social creatures. We are supposed to be involved with other social creatures of our species to live a happy and fulfilling life.
What were some of the most valuable lessons you took away from your military experience?
Self-sufficiency, counting on myself to get through things rather than needing anybody to help me.
And I can't do that Because the people that come into my life to share this life with me make everything so damn hard. Their lack or their will or their desire to want to heal themselves from their own past traumas. I'm not a therapist. Stop treating me like one.
Do you believe money will solve all the world's problems?
Yes and no. Money is it's a fake thing, you know. They make it up. Out it, there's not attached to anything. There's no real value to it. It's just a medium of exchange. But the way the system is set up, you have to have it if you want to do stuff, you know. So if somebody wanted to do something great, they couldn't do it without money. But if they had the money, there would also need to be more to it than just having money, you know. Principles, yeah, morals, that kind of stuff, yeah.
I have to say that at the bar all the time. Why am I a bartender? I'm not a therapist. I'm a bartender. Take that shit to a real therapist. No, don't want to? Still want to keep taking it to me? Well, look, I'll build a whole fucking therapist retreat. Help people get paid. Stop offloading your trauma shit onto me. And they call that trauma dump. Trauma dumping? That's right. Trauma dumping. Stop trauma dumping on me.
Last question. Would you support my efforts with $1, only $1, to build plus operate a modified confidence coach training program that is intended to be offered to the civilian citizens of America in an effort to unite people in just cause of solving world problems?
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'm getting angry now. This is why I'm building a confidence retreat.